These are the semi-final battles between Llewelin of Agartha and Panda Warrior. Panda Warrior is commanding Parthia and Llewelin is commanding Sparta. This is for the Decade of Darkness tournament hosted by the Sith clan to celebrate their 10th anniversary as a clan. Happy birthday, or birth year, or happy anniversary. The map is Nemetocenna. Llewelin has brought Sparta to counter Parthia. He has a front line consisting of 6 Spartan hoplites. He has 2 Tarentine cavalry, 2 citizen cavalry, 2 Periki hoplites, 1 Periki spear. He has 2 Periki spears on each flank, 3 Gorgo skirmishers. His general is a hero of Sparta. For Panda Warrior, we have 6 Parthian swords up front. Then we have 6 Eastern Slingers, Noble Horse Archer General, 3 Median Cavalry, I believe, or 2 Median Cavalry, 1 Eastern Cataphract, 2 Eastern Spears on each flank, and he brought an elephant against Sparta. The elephant can work very well, but he needs to be careful around these Periki spears, around the Tarentines, and around the Gorgo skirmishers. Elephants will wreck hoplites, especially if they're on the move, but one volley from these Periki spears could be able to make the elephants run amok. It's going to take longer with the slingers, but the slingers are going to do quite a bit of armor penetrating damage. Now, one thing to be aware of when you have the Gorgo skirmishers is that their ability, the rapid volley, doesn't actually do anything. It flat out doesn't work. There's a button for it, but it doesn't correspond to an ability in the game, and it does nothing to their stats. Panda Warrior is going to enjoy a comfortable skirmishing advantage here. Sparta has the infantry advantage, of course, but Parthia in this matchup has gone very light on the cataphracts. It looks like he opted to bring the elephants instead and go for a more solid infantry corps against this Spartan army. He's going to go for create a sort of a crescent around the Spartan build. That's going to enable him to start skirmishing. Noble Horse Archers pulling away, getting some shots in on the Tarentines. Gorgos are firing at the Noble Horse Archers, doing some damage to them, but it's going to take a long time to whittle down the 95 health and the 90 armor of these Noble Horse Archers. Panda moving up his Eastern Slingers to get at the skirmishers, using his Eastern Spears as a shield from enemy cavalry and infantry. Just moving up slowly and methodically. Gorgos are wasting some ammunition on these Eastern Spears, and now we're going to have a situation where the Eastern Slingers of Panda are going to go 2 against 1 against the Gorgo skirmishers, getting some shots off on the Parthian swords. The Eastern Slingers are going to be able to get the first volleys off on Gorgo skirmishers, and that's going to be important in taking them down, killing a few of these women before they get a chance to return the fire. Not dropping yet, slingers need time to work. And I'm not entirely sure that the volleys from these Eastern Slingers are 100% effective, because they are sort of standing. Some of them are standing sort of inside the Eastern Spearmen, but it looks like they're all able to fire there. So now the Gorgo skirmishers are starting to drop. A 2 against 1 situation all across the map. And for each skirmisher that dies for Llewelin, he's going to lose the ammunition on that skirmisher. So losing these slingers early could be very dangerous for him. But he's using a nice and they're both in a Panda Warrior is in a concave formation, I believe, while the formation of Llewelin is convex, in order to meet the formation of Panda. The Periki spears baited some javelins there, they got hit, but I believe the Parthian swords are going to just pull back. Maybe they wanted to bait javelins from the Periki spears so that they don't have them available for the elephants. Noble horse archers with heavy shot, getting some shots off on the Tarentine cavalry, missing with most of them. Citizen cavalry coming in towards the Parthian swords. They did not manage to brace in time. Panda's a bit slow with the counter charge with his Median cavalry, so this did hit point damage to the Parthian swords, not a whole lot, but it did take down their hit points some. Didn't really lose any citizen cavalry either, so that was a nice charge. Median cavalry moving in to scare away the Gorgos. It works, and it's just going to pull them away, and this ensured that the Gorgos got some javelins in their backs, and it also bait the javelins from the Periki spears, so very nicely done by Panda Warrior there. Bit of skirmishing going on between the Tarentines and the noble horse general of Panda. Sparta, having lost most of its skirmishing capabilities, is going to start pushing Parthia back across the map. More skirmishing from the Eastern Slingers, trying to destroy these Gorgos completely. Citizen cavalry is moving in to try and get at the Eastern Slingers, make them turn around. They are getting countercharged by Median cavalry, and the Median cavalry didn't get in time, so they'll have to pull back here, or they're going to run straight into the Spartan Hoplites. They are running into the Spartan Hoplites, taking a lot of fire from these Periki spears. Bit of a miss micro there by Panda, I believe. Noble horse archers lost quite a few men from the Tarentines. The Tarentines are starting to rack up the kills on them. And although noble horse archers have a lot of hit points, javelins are going to really hurt them. So nice use of Tarentines over here. The Gorgos are firing at the Median cavalry, and the Median cavalry has taken a lot of casualties. Very patient game from both players, this. And the way that Llewelin has set up his forces here, he's going to be able to countercharge no matter where Panda decides to engage. He's going to be able to have at least one unit to absorb the charge and one unit to countercharge, which is a smart move. The Eastern Slingers have gotten a lot of kills already. He's going to fire up the heroes of Sparta. That's a smart move, not wasting javelin, not wasting slingshot on the Periki Hoplites and the Periki spears. He's going to fire at the Periki spears over here, take down the hit points of the heroes of Sparta before the melee engagement starts. Sending in his Parthian swords, the Periki Hoplites turned around, so they got the javelins volley straight in the back, which was devastating for them. And if Llewelin just stands here and takes it and lets Panda use all of his ammunition, it's going to be a dangerous situation for Llewelin, because although these Hoplites have a lot of armor and good shields, they are going to be whittled down by the skirmishers of Parthia. Another unit of Parthian swords coming in to throw their javelins. The Periki Hoplites are not going to like this, losing a lot of men again. 18 kills on both of these Parthian swords from javelins alone. So precursor javelins are very deadly. The heroes of Sparta are also starting to drop, so the skirmish engagement is going heavily in favor of the Panda Warrior here. So it looks like Llewelin decides that he doesn't want to just stand here and take it. He wants to start engaging and pushing back the Parthian army. And now it's going to be MLG kiting time from Parthia. Periki Hoplites and Spartan Hoplites rushing in towards the Parthian swords. These two units should be able to do well against the Parthian swords because of their nice charge bonus. The Spartan Hoplites have a 26 charge bonus, so that is very good. Charging them in and being able to use phalanx can be effective against mid-tier swords. We have the Eastern Cataphracts charging the citizen cavalry, then charging into the Spartan Hoplites and trying to get into the Tarentines. That is dangerous, but it looks like Panda timed it so that he could push his elephants up through the center to hopefully start winning these engagements here. Eastern Spears going in against the Periki Hoplites, probably trying to tie down the Periki Spears there as well. The unit of Periki Hoplites is going down. We have Eastern Cataphracts coming in, trying to get a trample charge on these Spartan Hoplites before the Eastern Spears break. It looks like they aren't going to be able to do it, and the Eastern Cataphracts are just going to get attacked in the rear and charged from all sides. This allows the Parthian swords to get in, Nicely done here against the Gorgo skirmishers with the general of Parthia, destroying 2 units of Gorgos with the noble horse archer general. They are decidedly not useless in melee because of their high mass and their decent melee stats. The elephants are already running amok, being fired upon by the Tarentines. Very nicely done in keeping the Tarentines alive to try to stop the elephants. The elephants are destroying Parthian swords. They're also destroying some Spartan hoplites. But not having control of elephants is going to make them far less effective than if you have control of them. So now they're just going to start wrecking the Parthian swords and the Spartan hoplites, not discriminating between friend and foe. So here we have the Eastern Slingers kiting away. The Indian War Elephants doing a lot of damage in the center, but also a lot of damage to their own troops. Noble Horse Archer General trying to catch these Tarentine cavalry, trying to catch the Tarentines with the Median cavalry as well, so that the cavalry of Sparta can't really get to the skirmishers of Parthia. Over here we have 2 units of Parthian swords being attacked in the rear by Spartan hoplites. This was a good engagement for Llewelin. The elephants are getting a lot of kills in the center here, but they can't have many hit points left. They are still taking the fire. Panda Warrior did regain control over them, and that one volley from the Periki spears took down so many elephants. The elephants are being swamped from all sides by spear units from Llewelin, and although the elephants are getting great kills here, they are starting to drop too quickly. They're running amok again, running amok inside the units of Llewelin. The Tarentines were dealt with, and now Panda Warrior has all of these Eastern Slingers left, but that is basically all he has. The Spartan units are going to be able to deal with the Parthian swordsmen that are in the center here. The Indian War Elephants going down. They did well, but not as good as they could have done, because they killed a lot of friendly troops. Parthian swords being attacked in the rear. Spartan hoplites wavering due to fighting against these 2 Parthian swords. Spartan hoplites just chasing after the slingers here to stop them from firing. Understood. The heroes of Sparta are doing fine. Some Median cavalry coming in for rear charge against the Spartan hoplites. It's probably not going to break them because they are winning decisively. Periki spears coming in for rear charge against the Parthian swords. The Parthian swords are losing, so we have a synchronized rear charge coming in here. The Parthian swords should start wavering way before the Spartan hoplites do, because they are losing. In the center, the Parthian swords are getting beat down. There isn't a lot of Sparta left on the field here, but there isn't a lot of Parthia either. The question is if Panda has enough ammunition left on his slingers to be able to grind down these Spartan units. But there are 2 cavalry units left on the field for Llewelin, and these units are going to be a problem for Panda Warrior. He has 3 cavalry units left himself. Going to try to break the Periki spears. With the rear charge, he's probably going to be able to do it. But the Spartan hoplites just take so long to die. 65 health, 80 armor, very sturdy units. Here the Periki spears are coming in, and you can see by their 2 chevrons that they have done a lot of damage to elephants. Panda Warrior gets his Eastern Slingers caught up by citizen cavalry. A unit of Periki spears is wavering, but this is not good for Panda Warrior at all. He's going to be able to defeat the citizen cavalry, but there is Tarentine cavalry coming around the flanks. He lost the engagement over here, and although the balance of power isn't entirely in the favor of Llewelin here, it's going to be very difficult for Panda Warrior to stop these slingers from getting chased down, and he probably doesn't have the ammunition left to be able to defeat all of the Spartan units. So it looks like Panda is going to concede defeat here. He got a lot of kills on his elephants, a decent amount of kills on his Eastern Slingers. He didn't lose a single slinger. The Parthian swords did okay. But the heroes of Sparta and the Spartan hoplites did very, very well in weathering the storm here. The Gorgos were neutralized, so this was a very even battle, at least in my opinion. What stands out is that the Parthian cavalry wasn't able to be used to great effect. The Parthian swords could probably have been used better, but I think this was a case of Sparta just having too many highly armored units to be able to deal with. Had too many highly armored and highly shielded units for Parthia to be able to deal with. And I'm not quite sure about this build of Panda Warrior. I'm not sure about bringing all the swords and bringing the Eastern Spears, the elephant. It could have been nice to have an elephant, but maybe some horse archers as well, and maybe to skirmish the Tarentines because they are so much faster, and maybe going super light on the infantry and going super heavy on the cavalry and the skirmishing. So essentially a very typical Parthian build: take care of the skirmishers, take care of the cavalry, and then just cycle charge and skirmish the rest of the Spartan infantry to death. But Llewelin is a very good, very dangerous player. It's not entirely sure that Panda would have been able to do this, even if he brought a different build. Llewelin did well in the way he deployed, and although he didn't do well in the skirmishing in the late game, he was able to do very well. So another good game between these two players. I will upload the other battle between them later. I believe this was a best of 3. So Llewelin is up 1-0. Thanks for watching. Strength and honor.